Thank you very much. I'm Archbishop Thomas Msusa of the Archdiocese of Blantyre, also the chairman of the Episcopal Conference of Malawi. I'm really very happy to share with you a good story about the encyclical, the letter which Pope Francis sent to us in 2015. For us in Malawi, it was a blessing indeed, as we know that Malawi is one of those poorest countries in the world, and you can see that when you go around the country, people, especially poor people who don't have materials to use for food, for firewood, they are cutting trees everywhere. Therefore, when Pope Francis thought of us, thought of the world, that it is our mother earth, our common place, we were very happy. When we received the letter of Pope Francis, Laudato Si, in 2015, immediately we thought of, first of all, to know it as bishops. So we had a full day with an expert to share with us the message of Pope Francis about our Mother Earth, so that we should get the message first as bishops, as pastors, so that when we are giving homilies, writing pastoral letters, we should also include the message of Pope Francis on taking care of the earth, our Mother Earth, our common home. So we had a wonderful day to think, to meditate, and to share about the message of Laudato Si. After the bishops had all the messages from the Laudato Si, the next step was that letter was not only for the Catholics, that letter was not only for the bishops, that letter was not only for the priests and the religious, it was a letter for the world. Therefore, our next step was to invite all the personnel from the dioceses, 8 dioceses. We invited the administrative people, those who belong to institutions, to schools, the religious, and all the priests and the laity, in that order. We gave them the message of Pope Francis on Laudato Si, especially to appreciate our common home, the earth. They came to the Secretariat, we shared the sentiments of Pope Francis, and all the people in the dioceses appreciated this message of Pope Francis. The third step was, as we said, it was not only for the Catholic Church, it belonged, or it was sent to all the people of goodwill. That's why we decided now to share the good news of Laudato Si to the politicians. So we invited the politicians, the government officials, ministers, members of parliament, the opposition leaders, and even the ambassadors, the diplomatic people, all were invited again, and they came in large numbers, and we shared the message of Pope Francis that we have our common home, we have to take care of the environment in every way possible. It's not only for the Catholic Church, but it is also for the government officials, the political leaders, the business sector, and all those people of goodwill. I tell you, the response was overwhelming. The politicians were promising to do their best in their work in order to take care of our Mother Earth, to take care of Malawi. And then the next step was to send this message to houses of formation, to the seminaries, to houses of formation of sisters, religious, and brothers. And they too had some time to reflect and meditate upon the letter of Pope Francis, Laudato Si. Now, how did we start to put things into practice? Yes, sharing the information is one thing. Putting issues into practice is another thing. I tell you now, the Catholic Women Organization in the Archdiocese of Blantyre and other dioceses had to work with the private sector. Fortunately, we saw another important step from the private sector. The National Bank of Malawi promised to support the work of this, the message of Laudato Si. They promised to work with the Catholic Women Organization in the Archdiocese of Blantyre. They said they would provide seedlings. They would provide funds to buy seedlings. And the Catholic women would also provide land, which they, together with the Archdiocese, went around to all different parishes to find a place, a woodland, where every parish would provide land to plant trees, which happened. And the program is ongoing. The National Bank of Malawi personnel promised to assist the church in order to really to support in planting trees for 5 years. We started 2 years ago, and the project is ongoing. Every parish in the Archdiocese of Blantyre and also in other dioceses, they are doing the same. Every year, the National Bank of Malawi gives seedlings to the Catholic Women Organization, who are planting in every parish, in every institution, trees. This is the outcome of Laudato Si, or taking care of our Mother Earth, our common home. The message also went even to the young people, to the children. Some of us, some bishops really went even to schools to give an example to the children, to the pupils, on how to plant trees. And the children, even the pupils, have responded positively. Every year they have a date to plant trees and also to take care of their schools. So this is what we are doing, what we have planned to do for the next 5 years. I would like really to thank Pope Francis for the encyclicals Laudato Si. The message is for everybody to take care of our mother home, our mother earth, our common place. It is us, bishops, together with all the people in our countries, to heed the message of Pope Francis that our earth should continue to be green, to look green, and we should speak green. This is our message. So I thank all the bishops in Malawi and all the priests, the religious, and the laity for taking heed of the message of Pope Francis. Let us work together with the politicians that we may plant trees and whatever to take care of the earth for the future generation. If we are not taking care of this earth, the future generation will also suffer. But if we listen to what Pope is saying, surely the world will become green, will be a good place for our children in the future.